We are in Kittery, Maine today for the release of a beer that has been named the second best beer on the planet.
But this is much more than just about beer. This is Tributary Brewing Company.
It is 11 o'clock in the morning and people are lined up in anticipation of the release of Fall 2024's version of the legendary Mott the Lesser. And they have been doing so ever since the first release in 2019. They have two separate releases of this beer each year.
In addition to Mott the Lesser, here's what else they are serving today.
The doors have opened! But before we go inside, let's hear from head brewer and owner Todd Mott how Tributary Brewing got its name.
The name Tributary. Would you like to just tell us a little bit about?
We've always felt that water is the most important part of the beer. We're flying into Flagstaff. As we're flying over all these little rivulets and rivers that led to the Colorado, she nudges me and goes, I got the name, Tributary. It's like the metaphor of a lifetime for beer. And she also goes, oh, I got another idea. How about one tributary leads to another as our tagline? That was my wife. I think I'll keep her.
The time has arrived to sample the newest release. But before we do, let's talk to Todd and his son Woody about the evolution of Mott the Lesser.
He's been essentially making Mott the Lesser for 30 years. And, Boston Strangler back at Back Bay Brewing in 1995, was it?
I think it was 97. We got a cease and desist order from a lawyer who was representing the families who had been slain by the Boston Strangler. And so we changed the name of the stout to Russian Imperial Stout. But the recipe has been carried with me since then, all through my brewing career. So everywhere I've brewed batches of it as this reincarnation of BSS, Boston Strangler Stout. And I coined the name Kate the Great when I was at Portsmouth Brewery. And that's when we got the huge accolade from Beer Advocate in 2007. December of 7, and they said it was the second best beer on the planet. Best beer in America, second best beer on the planet. First best beer was Black Albert from Stroysa Brewery, and Urbane and I have gotten together. We brewed a batch of Albert and a batch of Kate in Belgium, and every now and then he blends some of the Kate, and we were calling it Kabert for a while. Now it's called Robert the Great because, Peter didn't let me take the name, and that's why we changed the name to Mott the Lesser.
We asked Todd to tell us a little bit about the profile of this release.
The beer is just dynamo. We use tawny and ruby ports and then Madeira. But it is complex. It's very complex. 20 ingredients to make one beer, and it's nuts. But each ingredient shows itself. And the combination and the alchemy behind it is, that's what makes making beer really fun. And we're still having fun.
Let's see what people have to say about this beer.
My experience with the legacy of this beer goes back to when Todd was at Portsmouth Brewery and stood in line many a time. He's a dear friend, Galen is a dear friend, Woody is a dear friend, so I drive up from Dartmouth, Massachusetts almost every time to come to this event because it's so special. All right, cheers.
Oh, it's really nice.
Wow.
So smooth.
Very smooth, very fruity, almost like some dark fruits, almost like tannins from dark chocolate. Are you getting thirsty yet?
We can hold it. Sales are going great. People love coming up.
buying their bottles, going inside, having them on. So, yeah, we're really thrilled.
Someone ordered 18 already today?
Yeah, already.
And there was no
Yes.
and there was no limit how many people.
No limit. Some people get full case. Some people get 2 cases. They love it.
From start to finish, how long
It's
is the
a
process?
4 to 5 month beer.
4 to 5 months.
Yeah, and so most beers, most ales can be about 14 to 18 days. There's some people that do it shorter than that, but we usually go about 18 to 21 days for the ales, and then the lagers are usually 6 weeks.
And how many hours a day will you spend?
So a brew day for us is, Mott is a long brew day. A stepped infusion for us is about a 10-hour. A regular, easy, simple infusion is about 6.5, 8 hours. It's just the art and science of brewing.
You hurt your leg, but we're not going to let it stop you from coming here and having.
We're here at 9 a.m.
You guys have got the spread.
Yes, it started out as what we call Mott the next day because we didn't want to deal with the crowds. So we'd come on Sunday, bottles wouldn't be available, but we'd still have our spread and get some draft beer.
It just became this, it's grown onto itself. It's become its own thing where we'd bring food and other people at the table would be like, ooh, look what you have. We step it up with the cheese and crackers, and now we can get bottles and we can get the beer. It's also communal. Like if there's enough people here and they wanted something to share, why not? That's why we're at this brewery.
It's turned into a community that, people come back year after year and they recognize each other and they're trading beers, and it's a fun day.
And we all know each other, and we all know the family and the friends who work here, and that's why it's a great day to come out.
Have you been here for every release of Mott the Lesser?
Yes, and I was here the day they opened.
You were here the day they opened.
Finally we get to try the beer.
We finally have Mott the Lesser.
Beautiful beer, guys. It's backwards beer. Cheers.
Here's these wonderful people that make this beautiful beer. It goes, and it's not easy. It's a 10.5%. It is a sipping beer, but it doesn't drink heavy.
It starts off jammy, and then smooth.
How do you do these things at the same time? How it can be complex and jammy and dry. You can taste the wine barrel and the barrel. You can taste it all.
There's a reason these lines every year this is what you get. And this year is something different and it's spectacular, and we're now going to drink it. So
Here's to the living legend.
here's to the little legend.
Todd Bond, who made this beer.
It was Jimmy Buffett who said, "Give me oysters and beer, and I feel fine."
So I'm Andy Rogers from Jolly Rogers Raw Bar, and we're at, what is this, our 5th Mott the Lesser release, our year of releases at least.
We will take a dozen of your phenomenal oysters, please, Andy. Here's a question for you, Andy. Do you eat oysters? You must, right?
Yeah, you can eat them in the morning. They have good energy.
Do you have a favorite time of year for eating oysters?
It's right now.
In the fall.
Yeah, so right now they're storing up glycogen for the winter, which is very sweet. They get really fat and plump and happy.
You don't think about that with oysters. You think about it with a lot of animals.
I'm so excited. It's perfect.
It's almost hard to describe how good those are. Amazing.
It's the perfect combination. You do an oyster, and then you have a sip of Mott the Lesser. Perfection meets perfection.
My gosh.
That is a monster.
And how are they?
Boom.
As usual.
Delectable.
Aren't they the best ever?
They are.
Hey, Todd Mott! Todd Mott! Todd Mott! Todd Mott, you're famous! You're on the
You got more.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Lord have mercy. You can grab lunch at the Blue Mermaid adjacent to the brewery, where they're cooking up some brats and beef stew.
It's being griddled in Mott the Lesser, and then we also have a Mott the Lesser beef stew that we'll be bringing out around 1 o'clock.
That's what we've heard. We have.
Up, there's it. Woo!
All right, so tell us about the beer. What do you think?
Well, here's the thing. I am not a beer drinker. I'm a wine drinker. This is a pumpkin beer. This is real pumpkin. It is authentic, and we are here at Tributary with authentic pumpkin beer. It doesn't have some stupid rim on it, overly sweet. It's an actual authentic beer. At Tributary, Todd Mott has done an authentic beer, and I don't even drink beer. This is a tribute to Tributary.
Amen. We talk with Todd about the entire family's involvement with the brewery. And Woody, so this is a family affair.
Yeah.
This is a family affair.
Woody just loves it. He's got a great palate. He's got a really great desire to follow in his father's footsteps for some crazy reason. Galen is our chief financial officer, HR. She wears many, many hats.
We met your daughter last
Lee, yeah.
Does she help out sometimes?
Yes, yes.
So she's not really involved in the business?
When we're really strapped, she'll help out.
That's gorgeous. All right, so tell us. Okay, you're here at Tributary. Have you been to other Mott the Lesser releases?
Yeah, I think this is my my 8th year doing it. It's one of the best releases around. We got here around 10:30 this morning. Made sure we were in line. Made sure we could get the prime real estate. Enjoy the afternoon.
So you got
some
here,
quality beer.
You guys are an hour and a half before they opened.
It's a far cry from where we used to get. We used to have to get in line like 2.5, 3 hours beforehand. So yeah, an hour and a half's nothing.
This is your first time.
Yeah.
And for your first timers, what do you have to say? What do you think?
Absolutely love it. Came here with a veteran, so be back in the spring.
Come.
How'd the medication work?
Well, it's the best the lake has felt since it happened a month ago. This beer is miraculous.
This place is so amazing. It is a place that is about so much more than just beer.
It's about community, it's about family, it's about bringing all these things together to create not just the perfect beer, but the perfect brewery with the most amazing people you'll ever want to meet. So we want to thank them. We're going to
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Galen.
Thank you, Woody, for having us here, and we're going to see you at the next release.
And thank you for creating this amazing beer in this amazing place with all these amazing folks.
You know, it was never social media that brought us to the forefront of our community. It was people walking in the door, having a really lovely time, and then conversing and meeting people. I see a light at the end of the tunnel. I turned 66 last year, and so soon enough, I think I'll take a step back and spend more time with Galen and do some traveling.